for the most part, are those facts accurate?
Yes, sir.
Did you get into an argument and into a fight with SB?
I don't believe so.
You don't think you did?
I just know that when she dropped me off, she was yelling stuff at me when I drove off.
So what did you do?
I just drove off.
You didn't do anything?
Oh.
You didn't provoke a disturbance?
No.
Good, we're going to trial. Thanks. We'll set this matter for a trial. Okay? We will go on the record in the matter 24 CM 202, State of Wisconsin versus Andrew Cote. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Holly Rockow in person. Mr. Cote appears in person in custody with counsel Joel Beliski. We're set today in this matter for a plea and sentencing hearing. The parties have reached an agreement. Mr. Beliski, can you please recite the agreement for the record?
It starts like any other case, just a judge confirming the basics. But listen closer. The hesitation, the deflection. This isn't just nerves. It's the sound of a defendant hoping vague beats violent. And the court. It's not buying it.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Cote has agreed to plead to one count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct, with the remaining counts in the complaint dismissed and read in, and a joint recommendation by both parties for court costs totaling $443.
And I believe he was in the process of a revocation. Was he revoked, or did?
Yes, Your Honor. As of yesterday afternoon, the final decision from the administrator came in, and he has been revoked, and he will be sent to Polk County for sentencing.
Okay. And what charges was he convicted of in Polk County?
I believe they were substance use related, Your Honor. I was not originally opted into that case. That was my predecessor, Mr. Pollack. Unfortunately, I cannot speak to any detail as to the nature of those charges.
All right. I can just pull it up. I just am curious. Would it be for the 24 cases or for a 21 case, Mr. Cote?
24?
Oh, 24 case. Okay, so for the 24 cases,
Just court costs. No jail, no probation. And no mention yet of what this man is really accused of. The paperwork is clean, but this deal, it's about to look dirty.
possession of amphetamine as a repeater, possession of cocaine, a misdemeanor. It looks like. All right. Okay. Basis for the agreement and why it's in the public interest, Ms. Rockow?
Your Honor, Mr. Schmidt negotiated this case with Mr. Pollack and Mr. Flasky, but based on my review of the file, I believe that this was based upon the facts and circumstance surrounding the case being relatively minor in terms of the disorderly conduct. There was, of course, the violation of the bail, but that was the Polk County bail. And so it looks like that was all resolved with his latest revocation. So those bail jumps being dismissed and read in is appropriate for that reason. And I don't believe that any additional confinement or supervision is going to be necessary as he is facing that sentence for the revocation.
Okay. All right. So we do have victim SB in the courtroom here today, and Ms. Bauer, SB would like to make a statement. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
SB may come up here and have a seat at the black desk, and you may provide a statement. If you are going to read something, please read it very slowly so my court reporter can take everything down.
Of course.
This is the unraveling. Cocaine, amphetamines, repeat offenses. This isn't some one-off argument in a parking lot, tits. A man with a record, a pattern, and a problem. So why is the system treating him like he just parked illegally?
I was in a relationship with Andrew Cothe for almost a year. Since we started dating on January 22nd, 2024, I knew there was something wrong with the way he would talk to me or even act. But I was in love. On April 5th, that's when the real anger started. Almost every day from then until the 22nd of October, or the 21st of October, there were fights. He would hit me, but he always thought that he could just make it up. Sorry. On October 21st, we were at a friend's house, and he was on the phone with a friend, and just out of nowhere, he called me the B word, and then threw a car manual at me. Seconds later, he would spit in my face. But once again, made it up, told me he would never do it again. But just a couple hours later, my world flipped around. On October 22nd, about midnight, we left the friend's house and he drove to a parking area in Grantsburg. I ended up falling asleep in the passenger seat, like I always had. He ended up waking me up to ask me where the drugs were. I handed him what he had wanted, and I went back to sleep. He woke me up again and asked me for the other bag. I said I gave him everything I had, and I didn't have anything else. He got angry and started firing the flare gun out the sunroof. The second time he woke me up, he asked me once again, and I told him the same thing I had told him the first time. This time, he got mad at what I had told him, and he ripped off the rearview mirror and threw it in the back seat. Then he took the passenger visor and ripped it off the car, and then hit me in the cheek with it. The third time he asked, I told him the same thing. This time, he ripped off my glasses, bent them, and broke them.
Now, everything changes. The legal posturing ends, and the truth walks up to the microphone. What she's about to say will blow this entire plea deal wide open. Brace yourself.
So I thought I was going to try and call for help. He ended up taking my phone, and with his two hands, literally ripped it in half. The fourth time he woke me up, I kept repeating what I had told him every time. And this time I looked at him, and I looked in his eyes, and they were black. It was like Andy was gone and someone else took over. The next thing I knew, he started bashing my head against the passenger window. And all I kept thinking was, I have to get away, otherwise he's going to kill me. So I had got him calmed down enough to where he would drive to Dollar General where the van was parked. We were going to move it, but we decided he didn't want to because he was getting tired. He let me drive the car, and I knew that was the only way I was going to get out. I drove the car to the Frederick Trailer Park, where I knew I would be safe. I parked in the front entrance and stopped. He woke up and started yelling, calling me every name in the book, but I was only able to grab my purse, and that was it. I started walking to my friend Jen's house in the park, and I got there, and she asked me if she could call, and I said yes, and fell to the ground. The cop from town came, and my body started going numb. I ended up throwing up and passing out. Not knowing what was going on, they called the EMTs, and I went to the hospital and had a CT scan. Your Honor, this is so painful for me I have anxiety and panic attacks now every day. I am actually on nightmare medicine. I don't know the name of it. But I have nightmares every night, every time I sleep, of what he did to me. I am in therapy almost either 1 or 2 days a week, and I will be on therapy for at least 3 years, she said. This was 6 months ago, and yet it still gets to me every day. I don't know how I'm going to move on from this. So I'm asking you for some stipulations. 90 days in jail, no contact with me, my property, or my roommates, no possession of firearms, anger and drug treatment, and probation.
Every piece of the car becomes a weapon. Every question becomes a trap. And still he walks in with a misdemeanor plea while she's trapped in a nightmare she didn't choose. This isn't disorderly conduct, it's domestic terrorism.
I don't think it's fair that I have to live with this every day and he would get away scot-free. He has made it to where I don't feel safe, and I will be putting 2 restraining orders on him for both counties. I can't go outside by myself. I can't go to the store by myself. He's already threatened me enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a bit of information. You only need 1 restraining order. It covers you everywhere.
Okay.
So
Thank
you don't
you.
need to go to both counties. Thank you for your statement.
Thank you.
And for the record, and I'm sure that, well, maybe the state had more information, but that's not any of the information that is contained in the criminal complaint.
Think about that. After all the trauma, she doesn't ask for years. She asks for 90 days in peace. Meanwhile, the courts offer less than the price of a broken iPhone. What message does that send survivors?
Very sparse and just indicates that there was an argument and it may have escalated, but what I have access to doesn't discuss the level of what that argument may have been or consisted of. All right, so then the agreement, Ms. Rockow, now again, after hearing the victim, what is the basis for the agreement in the justice or in the public interest?
Well, Your Honor, I think some of that information wasn't information that the state had when this case was charged or when this offer was made. It's not my file, but from my review, I didn't happen upon that, what was described just now. So based on the facts that are contained in the criminal complaint.
And again, and I'll state,